Hello again to Ideas to Inspire Ideas, where we like to spread our ideas out on a table for everyone to look at. Just because it connects to the theme of today, that still doesn't make sense. Anyway, probably a bad thing that the older I get, the less confident I am in getting these projects completed. I'm 32. I've only got 60 years left. No, wait. 50 years left to do stuff. Except for today's project, it's not even in the area of expertise that I've been focusing on. This is the only solid concept for a board game that I've ever really worked on. So if I do focus on video games and movies like I have been, this idea is probably just not going to fit in to the larger picture ever, maybe. I'm not sure what the pipeline of video game to board game is. This is one that I hyper focused on for maybe a month or two, then just shoved in a box and didn't really think about it much at the start of 2013. Not that long ago. 2023, when I actually did have a semi-regular group to play board games with. I missed the board games, not so much the group, but that's another video. Or not, ever. Because I'm not really a blog channel, am I? When I say I hyper-focused on it, I actually made my own physical elements to eventually test drive. Archival. Tell a story that lasts a century. Yeah, there's board game nerds and there's history nerds. This is a game for history board game nerds, if that demographic exists, because it is a board game about documenting. I suppose the closest equivalent I could think of is Civilization, except it's not about building land. I've figured out the whole concept of the game, but not the minutiae mechanics on how to actually play it. If I had kept talking to that group of friends, maybe they could have given me suggestions, but maybe someone who actually does design board games could take this and run with it. Full on cardboard, all this stuff. The instructions. This is the tagline. History, it is often said, is written by the victors. Challenge your friends and become that victor. With 4 particular stats. The written, finding the right details within endless documentation. Publicity, knowing how to speak to the common man. The search, using your smarts and wits in the moment at hand. And authority, either political or social, your basic ability to get shit done. I've written it as censored, but I can't be bothered. I will get into this later. There's several stages of the game. A scholar works better in the later game than compared to others who work at the start of the game. So the stats range from 0 to 3. That's your ability to do certain tasks. Maybe it's collecting the highest points or something, but 4-player game. Character stats with own little pictures. Yes, most of this will just be reading the cards, but the scholar. Words are your weapons. Proceed with patience because your best work comes after the ink has dried. So that's your documentation when a scholar sucks at authority. It's jocks versus nerds. The philosopher. In whatever way you find the truth for yourself, you will certainly be listened to when you share it with others. And 0 in, investigation? Archaeologist, you work best in the thick of things, finding details in the surrounding environment and putting the pieces together as you go. The investigator, while you aren't the most popular person around, you do know how to keep things close to your chest when disaster strikes. The gruff detective type that butts heads with everyone, but still gets the job done. Often. Now, how many are there? 7, 8. Did I just do 8? Historic events. Historic events are the main focus of getting your stats up as this is the closest to actual gameplay mechanics that I've worked on. You gotta bump up your score. And the best combined score by the end, whoever wins. If you get 20-20, then obviously you're automatic winner. But so it does balance out that the written and the detective get more evidence, while the authority and the publicity are more on society focus. There's strategy in picking your character. Maybe some way to sabotage each other. 8. The naughty politician. Well, despite all their wealth and power, some of those little secrets found their way out to the public. It's not going to be easy to find the truth, but it will be easy to find people gossiping about it. The 2 on evidence, but 4 on society as the base stats. On the battlefield. War never changes. It's always messy, everyone has an opinion on it, and there's no time to get things in perfect order while it's happening. Scientific advancement. The creators want to make it seem like their invention is the way of the future, but everyone knows that the future is scary. At first. Celebrity death. 4 on evidence, 5 on society? Suppose if it's a drug overdose, then yeah, there's always evidence. Death is not the end, but a chance to look back on life. The death of an accomplished or beloved figure has many things for us to reflect on, and a tragic death gets even more publicity. Political marriage. It really is just business. It rarely matters if the happy couple will even be happy together, but the wedding day itself is certainly a big event. It's probably more like your royal weddings. 3 on society. I've done a lot of 3s. Award-winning author. Everybody loves them. That's how they got the award in the first place. However, not everybody gets to know them personally, which is probably for the best. And that's when, the fans will fight each other over the death of the author and that. So this one could be oh God, I've even forgotten it. I'm not thinking of J.K. Rowling, but not Terry Gilliam, Terry Pratchett, and whatever. Mass destruction. Out of nowhere, a portion of a major city has become the scene of horror and misery. Very little is known about how or why, but after a significant display of human compassion and resilience from the larger community, no one likes to think about it again. 9/11. Civil movement. Publicity is the point when trying to raise awareness of social issues, but not everyone will allow this news to spread so easily. Black Lives Matter. Very divisive on that one. So yeah, that's your 8. Maybe you like advanced games, you could do two historic events each. Spare cards for any fresh ideas. Now, these are your decade cards. Yes, 3 phases of the game. Yeah, decades 10 to 40 are the recent events, pop culture as it's developing, and so on. 50 to 70 is the mid-century. So at this point it'd be like the 70s, 80s for us. I really picked a shit colour for that one, but oh yeah. Literally it's fading away through history, if you get the symbolism. 80 to 100, that's our 50s, 60s, where nostalgia makes it look all bright and happy, but you actually go back and study that era, it's fucking shit. I think I made about like 12 of each. So as I was printing them out, it was 6 per page. Like a lot of these are the same idea in different stages. Cultural zeitgeist, cultural osmosis, cultural appropriation, -2 evidence. You find a reliable source within the press. Propaganda! Psst. A key player has embarrassed themselves in public. The people don't appreciate you mentioning the event. Too soon. You receive unwanted attention for your research. Best avoided. -1 society. These are your authority pieces. An organised interview gets mysteriously cancelled at the last moment. You score an eyewitness interview, but their ego contradicts the facts. So you got to judge whether you should trust that one. You are granted permission to explore a key location. Attempts to study a key location has been denied. You gain a high-profile fan. +1 society. Unless your fan is someone like Donald Trump when talking about objectivism. Ayn Rand would be perfectly happy with those kinds of fans, so fuck them. You gain a high-profile fan who's an idiot. -1 society. The 40-year cycle of cultural change hits just right. +1 society. Now everyone's looking back at your event and contributing to new evidence and so on, like that. Yeah. The local authorities decide to confiscate your resources. A foreign dignitary visits and takes some souvenirs home. -1 evidence. This is like the British Museum being forced to return the artifacts or something. Has that ever happened? Has the British Museum actually gotten in trouble or not? Your local museum imports new artifacts. +1 evidence. A popular novel is released. ... Nothing is factual. +1 society. Because it doesn't really help with evidence. So your research has been targeted in a worrying political movement. Historical documents have been destroyed. -2 evidence. Probably in a book burning. Only a matter of time before they start again. New science changes old evidence, +2 evidence. Historical documents have been misinterpreted by modern readers. Your research has been translated to other languages, +1 society. You find a new community to trade research and ideas with, +1 evidence. So like a new subreddit. A celebrity wants to bury some family history, and possibly family. Nostalgia! A key location has been vandalized. People are sorry for your loss. +1 society. Oh. Public outcry on the vandalism. I wonder why it wouldn't affect evidence, but a key location has been declared a sacred site. No evidence. No entry. Hollywood produces a family-friendly film. It's not very good. -1 society. A key player becomes villainized for their lifestyle choices. What comes to mind is Lewis Carroll doing child photography that used to be very well accepted in society, but we obviously know now that that's a bad thing, but depending whether we count that against Louis. So, fun fact, I never actually test played the one system that I actually worked on, even during my hyperfixation on it. So, extra special gift for you moving forward. I'm actually going to test play a solo game, just randomly 5 cards from each decade, and see how I go with the scoring. This is actually my second playthrough. The first lot of footage got corrupted, but I did end up with -3 society at one point, so probably for the best. It's screwy that my shuffling isn't the most finesse, but look what I'm working with. And our historical event is... Fuck! You score an eyewitness interview, +2 evidence. You miraculously stumble on a massive clue, +2 evidence. Someone doesn't like the truth, -2 society. Historical documents have been released, +1 society. A key player has passed away without a memoir. Yeah. A key player has been revealed as a fraud, taking credit for the deeds of others, -1 evidence. Ugh. You gain a high-profile fan who's an idiot. -1 society. Historical documents have been revealed as forgeries. -1 evidence. You gain a high-profile fan. +1 society. Historical documents have been destroyed. -2 evidence. Someone else's investigation throws yours into question. Time to reanalyze everything. Back to where I started. A religious group questions your theories. You find a new community to trade research and ideas with. +1 evidence. Nostalgia! Popular opinion is not in your favour. So yeah, a bit of tweaking required for this one. Yeah. The question is, like, playing board games does rely on a lot of reading, research, decision making, but the popular ones are focused on fantasy and role-playing. Would anyone really care about playing a board game on research? And I mean, I'd find it interesting, of course, because I made it, obviously. A board game or a movie or anything that analyzes the way culture and perspective change over time, how we look at different events, and whether history can even be trusted. A lot can happen over 100 years. I just find that fascinating, as dull as that makes me. Just because I'm giving you the idea doesn't mean I'm getting rid of all my work. But I am going to do one thing. Oh. I so rarely change this board, it's freaking stained. Archival planning. Not anymore. Thanks for watching. This is my verbal declaration that I will not sue anyone for using the previous outline to create their own work, regardless of how much fame or money you might get from it. I'm definitely not the kind of artist who thinks I can own a concept. However, I would like to see what comes out of this video just for comparison and curiosity. If you do make something or find an existing piece that's similar, please let me know through Twitter or Facebook or email, and I'll happily check it out. And if you want to see the ideas I am working on for myself, please visit my Patreon page for samples and previews, no payment required. Happy creating, Bard Riley out. And take one. I didn't actually expect to have a take two, but third recording. God damn it. I hope that's still recording.